There is something deeply entrancing that people find watching black people lose their life at the hands of white people specifically.
Hey people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. So this video is a very important video. Like, I just feel like it's needed, because when is this going to stop? When will all this going to stop? So during the weekend, a black man was killed in Italy by an Italian man. And this black man happened to be a Nigerian. If some of you guys don't know, I'm a Nigerian and I live in Nigeria. So this is really close to home. That could easily be my brother or somebody I know.
I'm so tired of Black Death being treated as a spectacle. This this Nigerian man, Alika Ugorochukwu, was killed, basically murdered, right, in the daylight, right in front of people who were recording it at the time in Italy. They were recording it at the time. Nobody stepped in. This white Italian man was walking by with his girlfriend, and he claims that this Nigerian street vendor, this man, had made a comment complimenting his girl. And so for that reason, he took the man's crutches, took Alika's crutches, and beat him to death with it. Knocked him to the ground with it, and then continued to beat him to death, and people just watched. They had their phones out and they just watched. This is why Black Death being treated as spectacle is such a problem, because black people and their bodies are not considered human, and there is a deeply socialized bloodlust that people have, non-black people have, towards black people and their bodies, that they can watch somebody being killed. Like the same thing when George Floyd was killed. Like, so many people shared that video, and yes, they claimed that they were sharing it to raise awareness, but I feel like it was more sinister than that. There is something deeply entrancing that people find watching black people lose their life at the hands of white people specifically. And because Italy is a mess, racist as hell, as is a lot of Europe, the entire Europe really, if you want to go there, but a lot of Europe anyway, they're not going to do anything about this. They're about to vote a far-right politicians into government. So it's unlikely that they're going to care. But the Nigerian government should care. Somebody should care about this, because this is wild. This is here just for a bit more context. Mr. Ugorochukwu, 39-year-old Nigerian man, he got hit by a car in 2021. That's how he ended up having crutches in the first place. I wouldn't be surprised if when he was hit by a car, that was a racist incident too. Like, there's just so many facets to, racism and how black people specifically are subjected to it, and that you can be killed in broad daylight and people will just have their phone out and nobody intervenes. It's different when, it's not really different, but like when it's a policeman, they can be like, oh, I didn't intervene because that's a person of the law. This was just an everyday guy that decided to beat this man to death, and people watched. Something needs to be done.
Why the most psycho thing is that other people were watching. People just sat down with their phones this happened in broad daylight. It wasn't night, it wasn't provoked, and people were recording this man's life being taken away from him. The killer has been arrested by the Italian police, but we all know how this is going to go. We know how it's going to go. It's a black man's life. The life means nothing. This man has a family, has a wife, has 2 kids. He was just 39 years old. I know some people are like, oh, don't make it a racial thing, like you're all about racism and all that. But this is the reality we live in. A few weeks ago, 2 Nigerian men was killed in Canada. Nobody's talking about it. These people don't value our lives. They don't. Well, just like chicken to them, like they can just do whatever they did fit. And because they know that the only thing we'll do, we're just going to make noise on social media and nothing will be done about it. But the real question here is that, what can we do about this? How do we stop this? And then they're coming out to say that he has a bipolar, that he even did it recently to his mom. He almost killed his mom. He was reported, like, they've started again. It was to be a black man that did this to a white man. This is not the story we'll be having. But obviously, it's a black man. So now they will come up with some mental health crap, so that this case will be swept under the carpet, and maybe he does maybe 1 or 2 years for killing somebody in broad daylight. And the Nigerian government have gone ahead to release statement that Nigerians should be calm about this whole thing, and that the Italian government, they are trying to work things with the family so that there's a word they use, but it's not citizenship. So probably they'll give them like a resident permit. I did a video here on my channel where the popular TikToker Kabi has been in Italy all his life, and Kabi was not a citizen of Italy. This is how these people, Kabi went to Italy when he was 1 year old. He's 20 years old now. It's because now he's popular, it's all over, and then they are like, okay, we're going to give him his citizenship. This is something a lot of Africans especially, go to these European countries trying to get their legal documents, trying to get citizenship. After staying there and raising their children and raising their family there, all they get is just a resident permit. That aside. But what can we do to stop this killing of black people, this discrimination, this racism that is going on? And even we black people were not even helping matters. The hate among us. Some people feel like they are blacker than the other. Some people feel, oh, we suffer more than the other. The truth is, when these people see us, they see us as one black things. We have colorism in our community. I did a video on that, people sharing their colorism story. We have colorism in our society, in our community. Let me know down in the comment section, what do you think is the solution? Every day in the US, in Canada, in Europe, one black person is being taken down on a daily basis. What can we do? Are we going to live in fear in all our lives that, oh, let's not answer them, or let's not talk about them so that these people don't? And some people come to my channel and tell me, oh, you just see racism in everything you do. You just see racism. We need justice for this man. But we know how it's going to go. We know. Like, we'll make the whole noise on social media and nothing will still happen to these people. A TikToker said something that really hits me, and I need you guys to listen to it.
You guys can go back and watch her video. She made some really good points. I just want to say, black lives will never matter until Africa unites. Black people, no matter where they are in the world, would never get respect until Africa unites. Until Africa becomes great, black people will not be seen or be treated as humans. It is our responsibility to come together now and unite. For the sake of the coming generation, and for the sake of the people who fought for liberation for us. Join a Pan-African group today and start the fight for liberation. This is one Pan-African group you can join. This is another one, and this is a great one.
Like, I feel that's the solution. Like, honestly, I don't know what we can do again as black people, as from the black race. What else do you think we can do? Let's fix Africa. Let's fix it. We have no business going out there. We have some of the Americans who say, oh, no, we're not originally from Africa. We're from the Caribbeans. Sister, brother, whether you like it or not, we all came from this continent, Africa. I'm working on the content, but that content is really taking a lot of my time because I need to do a lot of research of how the immigration of blacks to Caribbeans and all that was still one. Why are we dividing ourselves as black people? Why? Why are we dividing ourselves? So like, oh no, I'm the Caribbean, this one, I'm African, this one, I'm Afro-American. We are one. When these white people see us, they treat us as one. When they kill us, media, the justice system don't do nothing. This is a Nigerian man. It can happen to anybody because of our color. He did not take his bipolar to a white man. He brought it to a black man. Killed him. Anyway, guys, I know I'm just ranting. Just go ahead and leave your thoughts on this story down in the comment section. And share your thoughts on what you think is the way forward to stop all this. But one thing I know for sure is for us to stop discriminating among ourselves as black people. That's the first step I think we should take. And then let's fix our continent. We own Africa. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.